Hi everyone. Has any of you had a struggle with rescuing and reviving your lavender plants? That's what today's video is on. It happens to all of us. So I want to show you what's happened here to my old lavender plant. I have actually two here that I'm rescuing. I want to talk about why it happens, and then I want to talk about the how-tos and what we can do to save them. Okay, so I'm here with my two lavender plants. They've been here for about 10 years. One of them is a hidcote, the other is a Munstead. If you've seen any of my videos on lavenders, those are my two favorites, currently anyway, for lavenders. They're the hardiest for my zone, which is zone 6B. Love lavender, drought tolerant. They can live a very long, successful life if you give them a little bit of help. Beautiful purple spiky flowers that we can dry using crafts, culinary use and whatnot. So many benefits, and they are deer and rabbit resistant, which is a really big plus for me here living in the woods. So I'm on the edge of my vegetable bed. This was once an ornamental garden bed, and that's a story for another day. It got swapped out to a really high producing but small vegetable garden. So we do have some videos out on that and more to come. But I have had some problems with pests for some of my vegetable plants, and that's why we have this mesh up here now. It's not for the lavender. But the two lavender plants here, I've kind of let them go a little bit. And so I want to talk about how to rescue them. But pruning lavender, the times to do that, if you live in a cold winter climate like I do, is early spring and then midsummer, late summer, after they're done blooming. So those are also the two great times to refresh them, save them, and give them new life. So I'm going to give you some tricks on that. So a couple reasons why they can get to this point. So you can see here, very leggy here, flopping. And once you get to this point where they're very leggy, you're not going to get a lot of new growth on this old wood here. So that's a problem. And you can also get a lot of breakage here when they flop, and some blank spaces here in the middle. It looks a little bit like the donut that we talk about when we're talking about ornamental grasses. But it's not a good look for lavender. The goal to keep them healthy and looking good is to keep them into a tight mound. So we definitely want to tackle this one. The other one I've successfully tackled. It was very leggy, and I was starting to get nervous about the lifespan. So a couple reasons why this happens. One is if they're not planted in an ideal spot. So they do like their full sun. So you may have seen a recent video, a video that I've done in 2024 on pruning lavender, and we did a pruning in the midsummer, and that lavender was leaning a little bit. So it's facing east. It really likes a full day's worth of hot sun. So it's important to keep them in shape if it's not in the ideal location. You really need to keep after it. And number two is if it's a little crowded. So here you can see I have a Rudbeckia, and I'm trying to pull this away. I have Rudbeckia everywhere. I really love it. It's a great pollinator and a really nice midsummer to fall flower, but it lands everywhere, and I love flowers so much I have a hard time eliminating it. So I am going to do that today. So clean out around your lavender. Give it some good space, and that will allow it to get the sun that it needs. Number three reason is you may have just inherited the lavender plant. You may have bought a house and just inherited your lavender plant, and it was really let go, and you want to get it back in shape. Number four is neglecting to prune it or not pruning it hard enough. So we're going to tackle the pruning today and get it back in shape and then get it back on a regular schedule. So for me, I have to say, typically I'm on top of it, but as you all know, if you're a gardener like I am, there's so many tasks to do that sometimes some plants have been a little bit neglected. It's okay. We're going to fix it today. What we need for tools here is I like my knee pad and my trug, and then you're going to need some nice, clean, sharp shears. And then you're going to need some pruners here. And to make your cleanup easier, I just have a little hand rake here. And I will put some links up in the description in case you're interested in some of the tools I'm using today. So it's done flowering, and we're really going to tackle this. Now, I have to say, this can be a little daunting and a little scary for some people, but you're actually doing it a favor because you want to really think about the lifespan of your plants because they were an investment. So you want to keep them going and in the best shape possible. So before I get to pruning, I did mention about it being a little crowded. So I've got this Rebecca here, and sadly, I'm going to be removing, I've already cut it down, I'm going to be removing some of it. All right, so this is going to allow it to get some more sunlight, and it's also going to help me in working on this today. Okay, so first step here, after we've cleaned out around it, is to take your shears to it. So normally, when I'm doing routine summer pruning of my lavender, I would take off the flower stems and down into the shrub about 1 inch into the leaves here. But today I'm going to take off a little more. So we're probably going to do a couple rounds of this. So you'll notice I'm also using my shears upside down, and that really helps me get more of a curve or a mounded shape here. So this first round of shearing is really going to help me see what kind of shape the shrub is in. It's going to let me get a better look at what's going on here. Okay, and then I like to just do a quick little cleanup. Okay, you can really see how leggy this has gotten here. So I'm going to take my pruners out now because this is a woody perennial. And you have to expect when you're doing this, when you're rescuing your lavender, that you are going to have some bare spots for a little while. So it's okay, it's going to make a comeback. So you can see how much I took off there. So remember I said early in the video that when you have something this leggy, you're not going to get any regrowth in here. So it's okay just to go ahead and take it down. I always try to make my cuts on my 45-degree angle, and that's so that no water is sitting. If it was a flat cut, the water would be sitting there and it would cause diseases or rot. So you want to try to do your 45-degree angle, a clean cut, and that way the water will shed right off of the woody stem. So sometimes if I'm checking out form and trying to get a really good form, I will just move my branches or little stems around just to see what the plant's going to look like if I remove it. So by removing this here, it's a little iffy. It may be a little bare. So that really depends on if I'm willing to look at that for a little while. Otherwise, I may leave this for now and get this next spring. And just a side note on that, sometimes it's really hard to rehab a shrub or a woody perennial like this in one shot. So it's okay if you have to do this a couple of times. So meaning at the times of pruning. So I will make sure I get to it again next spring, and probably at that point go a little more into the plant than I normally would as kind of like a phase 2. So it's not completely bare right now and I can enjoy it for the rest of the gardening season. All right, so now that I've taken a lot of those off, I'm going to actually get my shears back out. So remember I said our goal here is a tight mounded form. So that is the goal. We want to get some nice new growth on this. And you will still see some new growth that the plant will put on this year after doing this. Sometimes you will get another light reflowering from it, which is really nice. Okay, look, I've uncovered another Rudbeckia that's hiding here. So we're going to remove that. Okay, I am going to grab my phone and show you what I'm looking at right here. All right, this is what I'm seeing. So it does also help, if you can, to move around the plant and look at it from some different angles. Now this here was the stem that I was questioning if I want to forfeit this year or wait. My concern with it is it's so leggy that if we do get a lot of snow this winter, it's probably going to break and then I won't be able to control the cut. So I think I might go ahead and forfeit it. Okay, so now that I've done that drastic cut there, I'm just going to shape it a little bit more. Remember I said we're going to probably have a little hole here for a little bit, but in the long run, we'll be saving it to get some more enjoyment out of it. Okay, so that's it. So I'm rescuing my lavender. I took all of this off of the plant. So it was probably about 2 feet. So essentially I took about 1 foot off, made sure that I took a lot of dead out of it, and I'm going to be patient because it's not exactly where I want it, but I think with one more pruning in the spring, I can get it back to tip-top shape. So it is doable. So I'm hoping that I gave you some great tips today for your gardening tasks, and if you like the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and please feel free to share your experiences in our comments. We love to hear from all of you, and we appreciate all of you at home.